All right, everybody, we have breaking news that Myles Garrett was taken to the hospital after getting into a car accident this afternoon. He and the passenger were both wearing their seatbelt. The car lost control and apparently flipped several times after going off the side of the road. He was in Medina, Ohio, and it looks from the pictures that I'm seeing that it was pretty wet. The road was fairly wet. And the good news is he's okay. That would have been absolutely devastating. We've had a lot of celebrities that have lost lives in vehicle-related accidents. And I think when I saw the news that he got into a car accident, my heart absolutely dropped until it said he's okay. And then I was like, oh, take a deep breath, learn more, try to gather the facts and learn what happened. But based off of the images that are now being pushed around, he was driving a Porsche. It looks like it's a Porsche 911, but I don't know exactly which one. I would assume it's probably whatever the most expensive Porsche 911 you can get. It's what he's got. And the road itself looks like a back roads type of road. Looks like it's overcast. And it appears to be wet, and it also could be that there's some stuff on the road. It looks like there's possibility that there might be some leaves or something on the road as well. So who knows what caused the accident to occur? And I don't want to speculate, but often I don't know what happened in this particular case. I want to make that very clear. But I brought it up to my wife. I asked my wife what she thought about it. She's spent over 15 years in auto claims. And she says that typically speaking, if there's a single vehicle accident and a car goes off the road and flips, it's usually the reason why is because of speeding. Now, again, I have no reason to believe that's happened here. I don't know. I'm just going off of what somebody who's spent well over a decade in insurance claims, seeing these sorts of things all the time, the immediate reaction was most likely speeding. So take that however you will. We should find out more. This is being reported by everybody. Cameron Justice, Trotter, Mary Kay. Everybody is basically all over this. WKYC News. Basically, there's been quite a bit going on about Myles Garrett recently. And everybody's okay. The passenger's okay. He's okay. Non-life threatening. And yeah. So the first person that I'm seeing that is reporting on this is Cameron Justice. Browns defensive end Myles Garrett was in a single car crash after practice today. He and a passenger sustained non-life threatening injuries and were transported to a nearby hospital. So lots of people are saying, really good to hear that he was okay. There wasn't any major injuries or anything like that happened along with it. In the article that I read from Mike Florio, or posted by Mike Florio, and this was from Pro Football Talk, Browns defensive end Myles Garrett suffered minor injuries in a car crash after practice today. Garrett was on his way home from the Browns facilities when he crashed his 2021 Porsche, according to News 5 in Cleveland. The car went off the side of the road and flipped several times. Garrett went to the hospital, but his injuries were not serious. A passenger in the car also suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Both were wearing their seatbelts. That's the big thing. I can't tell you guys how many times my wife has told me that the number one thing that causes fatality in car crashes, you'd be surprised, but it's seatbelts. This is one thing that I tell my kids over and over, and they're not to the driving age yet, but I'm trying to instill it in them at this point. This is something that I learned right away. When my dad taught me to drive, he's like, the first thing you do, put on the seatbelt and have it become a rhythm. So good on Myles for doing that, because if you're in a sports car and you flip several times and you don't have that seatbelt holding you in, it's a roller coaster ride, and you can get tossed out of the vehicle. You can get the vehicle can roll over and land on you, and that's a lot of the times how people die, is they get crushed by the vehicle. And that's really morbid to think about, but that's what it is. So police also say that there were no alcohol or other drugs involved, and the cause of the crash is ongoing. There's been no word from the Browns about whether minor injuries Garrett suffered will affect his status for Sunday's game against the Falcons. So that is Pro Football Talk, NBC News. You know, all of these stories that involve some sort of vehicle are really scary. And my heart sank the second that I saw that report, when I saw it on Twitter, before I read anything about it. But it did say that he was okay and he suffered non-life-threatening injuries, which is fantastic. And also the passenger that was in the vehicle alongside him. That's the good news. I really do hope that he is okay. I mean, if he can play, fine, whatever. But I really hope that he's okay. And he takes this as a moment to say, listen, you know, life can be over like that. There's no guarantee for tomorrow in any aspect of life, right? And there's going to be more facts that come out about this, like what caused the car to slip off the side of the road, what caused the accident in general. Appears to be the road was wet, but who knows? The good news is, again, wearing seatbelt, no drugs, alcohol. So it appears to be just a normal accident that occurred, right? So, man, everybody out there, please wear your seatbelt. Please be safe. You know, life is short. Our bodies are fragile. Do what you can. Be smart. And, you know, hopefully everybody's okay. It appears that they are, which is the good news. So, all right, I just wanted to break this news out there and talk to everybody about it who hasn't seen it or hasn't heard about it. It's not on Twitter because I know not everybody here on YouTube is on Twitter. So, all right, I'll put some links in the descriptions for some news articles if you guys want to follow up on that or see what's going on with it. Leave me some comments in there, you know, do all that kind of stuff. Let me know what your thoughts are, and we'll go from there. All right. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.